Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on parts of speech. This lesson will cover prepositions of direction and movement. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 5 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning to understand what a preposition is. 2. We are learning to explain why we use prepositions. 3. We are learning to identify common prepositions of direction and movement in sentences. 4. We are learning to use prepositions to describe direction and movement. 5. We are learning to match prepositions with symbols and visuals to support meaning. A preposition is a word that tells us where, when, or how something is related to something else. A preposition usually comes before a noun. Here are some examples. The bird is in the nest. The performance is before the speeches. Prepositions help us describe location, place, talk about time, show movement or direction, connect ideas clearly in sentences. Without prepositions, sentences are confusing or incomplete. Most prepositions follow this pattern. Preposition plus noun or noun phrase. Some examples include on the roof, at night, before sunrise. Prepositions of direction and movement show where someone or something is going, or how it moves from one place to another. They usually answer the question, where to, rather than where. To illustrate where something is moving in relation to something else, the use of these two symbols will support the meaning. This is a cylinder, this is a box. These are common prepositions of direction. They indicate the direction towards a destination. These are the prepositions, these are the meanings, these are the symbols, and these are the example sentences. The preposition to means movements towards a destination. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving to the box. Listen to the example sentence. She walked to the bus stop. The preposition towards means movement in the direction of something, not always reaching it. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving towards the box. Listen to the example sentence. The dog ran towards the gate. Notice the optional S at the end of towards. Both toward and towards are correct. Standard British English uses towards, and Standard American English uses toward. The preposition into means movement from outside to inside. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving into the box. Listen to the example sentence. He went into the house. The preposition onto means movement to a surface. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving onto the box. Listen to the example sentence. I quickly climbed onto the roof. The preposition up means movement to a higher place. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving up the box. Listen to the example sentence. We walked up the hill. The preposition down means movement to a lower place. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving down the box. Listen to the example sentence. They ran down the stairs. The preposition from means starting point of movement. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving from the box. Listen to the example sentence. He came from the office. These are common prepositions of movement. They emphasize the path or motion of movement from one point to another. These are the prepositions, these are the meanings, these are the symbols, and these are the example sentences. The preposition through means movement inside something from one side to the other. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving through the box. Listen to the example sentence. The train went through the tunnel. The preposition across means movement from one side to the other. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving across the box. Listen to the example sentence. She swam across the river. The preposition along means movement following a line or path. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving along the path. Listen to the example sentence. We walked along the beach. The preposition over means movement above something. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving over the box. Listen to the example sentence. The rabbit jumped over the puddle. The preposition under means movement under something. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving under the box. Listen to the example sentence. The dog ran under the bridge. The preposition around means movement in a circle or surrounding something. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving around the box. Listen to the example sentence. They walked around the fountain. The preposition past means movement beyond a point. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving past the box. Listen to the example sentence. Walk past the shop. Here are some more prepositions of movement. Remember, if the verb shows motion and the preposition shows direction or path, it counts as a preposition of movement. These are the prepositions, these are the meanings, these are the symbols, and these are the example sentences. The preposition between means movement in the space separating two things. This symbol shows the cylinder moving between the boxes. Listen to the example sentence. The ball rolled between the cars. The preposition off means movement away from a surface. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving off the box. Listen to the example sentence. She fell off the chair. The preposition among means movement within a group. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving among the boxes. Listen to the example sentence. The teacher moved among the students. The preposition below means movement to a lower position. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving below the boxes. Listen to the example sentence. The diver sank below the surface. The preposition above means movement to a higher position, not touching. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving above the box. Listen to the example sentence. The plane rose above the clouds. The preposition beyond means movement past a limit or boundary. This symbol illustrates the cylinder moving beyond the box. Listen to the example sentence. We drove beyond the city limits. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. She ran across the field. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. She ran across the field. The preposition is across. There is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Try to complete the physical movement in your location, saying the preposition as you do. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. We walked along the river at sunset. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. We walked along the river at sunset. The preposition is along. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The cat jumped onto the sofa. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The cat jumped onto the sofa. The preposition is onto. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. He rushed towards the exit. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. He rushed towards the exit. The preposition is towards. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. I slipped off the ladder. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. I slipped off the ladder. The preposition is off. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The children ran around the playground. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The children ran around the playground. The preposition is around. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. We came from the restaurant. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. We came from the restaurant. The preposition is from. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. She dived into the water. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. She dived into the water. The preposition is into. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The cyclist rode down the hill. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The cyclist rode down the hill. The preposition is down. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The mouse crept under the fridge. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The mouse crept under the fridge. The preposition is under. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The hikers continued beyond the trees. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The hikers continued beyond the trees. The preposition is beyond. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The racing car sped past the crowd. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The racing car sped past the crowd. The preposition is past. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. The horse jumped over the fence. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. The horse jumped over the fence. The preposition is over. Write this sentence, then circle the preposition. We ran through the sprinklers. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answer. Check your answer. We ran through the sprinklers. The preposition is through. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about prepositions of direction and movement. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.